Hey, what's up everybody? 8-Bit Flashback here. Today I will be reviewing a 1/4 scale replica of the original 1980 Pac-Man arcade cabinet. This little replica has amazing detail. The artwork, shape, and design are incredibly realistic. Even the buttons and joystick are precise looking replicas, making this one of the most realistic miniature arcade cabinets available on the market today. As a kid growing up in the 80s, one of my favorite arcade games to play was Pac-Man, which was originally named PAC-MAN in Japan. But wisely, Namco decided to change the name to Pac-Man for the international release, because they were worried vandals would change the first letter of the name from a P to an F, and that most definitely would have happened, so that was a really smart move to change the name. In the 80s, if you wanted the Pac-Man arcade experience on the go, you could pick up a Coleco Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man Mini arcade that was powered by 4 giant C batteries. And at the time, these were awesome. But these were completely different games that were nothing like the arcade versions. But now, if we fast forward almost 40 years later, we can relive the Pac-Man arcade experience with this officially licensed Pac-Man quarter-size arcade cabinet manufactured by Numskull. This uses the original arcade ROM on a bespoke emulator to give accurate emulation. It measures around 17 inches tall, 8.5 inches deep, and 6.5 inches wide. It features a 5-inch TFT screen and a rechargeable lithium battery to play on the go. These quarter-size arcade cabinets are a collector's edition limited run production of 10,000 units that each come with a certificate of authenticity, which is a nice little touch. Also inside the box, you'll find a one-of-a-kind Pac-Man collectible coin that has a nice little display box. The coin doesn't really do nothing, but it's a cool extra. Let's go ahead and open this up so we can take a closer look. On one side of the coin we have some Pac-Man artwork. Then on the opposite side we have the Numskull logo. And the coin has some decent weight to it as well. Here's a micro USB charging cable so we can recharge the battery on our mini arcade. Now let's go ahead and pull this out of the box. And these are pretty decent size. These are quarter scale, so that means that everything, the buttons, the artwork, the size of the cabinet, is all exactly quarter size of the original Pac-Man arcade. Now let's go ahead and power this up and take a closer look. And as I was saying earlier, this thing has amazing detail. All the artwork on this is highly detailed, even the small print. It all looks great. On the back of this arcade cabinet, it does have some vents for ventilation located towards the top and bottom. On the bottom you'll find the on-off switch, the charging port, and the volume control. When you power it on, you'll be greeted by the Numskull logo, then a Pac-Man logo, then it boots that original arcade ROM. For the sound, I was pleasantly surprised by how good it does sound. It's got some decent volume to it, and it seems to be clear as well. The speaker itself is located directly above the screen, right here. And I'm not sure if this is the exact location on the original arcade machine, but if any of you have the answer out there, go ahead and let me know down below. Now let's check out some more detail on the front of the arcade. Right here's the coin acceptors, and they look very realistic, but they don't accept little coins. What you do is you push these buttons down here, and that adds credits to your game. And I'm a huge fan of miniature arcades and miniature consoles, so all these little details on this thing are really exciting to me. Check out all the artwork here on the bezel. All the images and text have great resolution, so everything is very readable and clear to see. The miniature joystick seems to be constructed well, and it has some nice clicking feedback. Although it does feel a little small to play with, but if it was bigger, then the scale would not be correct, and it would not be an accurate replica. So I do feel the scale is more important for this type of collector's item, and it's plenty playable just like it is. Now this little arcade might not be for everyone, because it is a little expensive. But for the serious collectors out there, this makes a great addition to your arcade collection. When I power this on and start playing, it feels like I'm a giant playing the original Pac-Man arcade, which is very entertaining to me. So far everything looks great and I'm having a lot of fun playing with this. But I wanted to see how this thing was built, so I wanted to take a look at the inside. And it's really easy to get on the inside of this. You just take 2 screws out from the back, and that gives you access to everything. On the top here is going to be your speaker. And as you can see here, it's a decent sized speaker. And here's a look at the main board, and I was pleasantly surprised by the board. It seems to have more than enough power for Pac-Man emulation, which is obviously a good thing. And at first when I looked in here, I was a little bit scared because I could see hot glue on everything. But all this hot glue does is help secure the clips and the solder connections. So the glue just gives it a little bit more support. And located here in the center of the screen is the back of the joystick, so you can kind of see how that operates. So it's good to see that this is built good on the inside and the outside. And if you are interested in this arcade miniature, these are available at geekstore.com, and they also have plans to release other mini arcades as well, such as Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, and Galaxian. And the Geek Store does ship worldwide as well. Now it's time to play some more Pac-Man. And a couple small issues I'd like to bring up, and these are just minor, but depending on what angle you're viewing the screen at, you might see a reflection of light on the screen from the light that's up above the screen. And this is very faint usually, and usually I don't even notice it, but I thought it's worth bringing up. Also, the feet that's on the bottom of this miniature arcade cabinet might mark your countertops, depending on what you have for a countertop. I did notice when I was playing this and I moved it around, it did leave some markings on my countertop, so that's something you should be aware of as well. And those markings did clean up easily, they weren't a big deal. Alrighty, it's time for me to get out of here. If you like this video, if you could hit the like button, and have yourself a great day, and I'll see you next time.